Very excited about this. Week 5, it comes down to the last match. It's a very exciting match. It's Reason versus Epsilon. Reason have got it all to do. They haven't had a win yet in the Elite Series, and Epsilon will definitely want to go back to the top of the table. It is a very lively Gfinity arena. You can probably still hear Pax. He is still excited, but two guys I definitely want to hear from, the commentators for this, Logan and F-Word. What's going on, boys?
I have to give props to Ariel. They're getting blood out of a stone in terms of some sort of confidence.
Man, she is heartless. She keeps it going. She draws the questions, man. Love it.
Asking those tough questions that need to be asked. Speaking of tough questions,
I mean, look. It's Street Fighter 5. It's one game, Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, who are we to say that Pax is right? I think he's exaggerating a little bit here. I've seen Undercover give people trouble. I mean, did you see Infectious? Very convincing there that he'd had a hard game against Nashor before, you know?
Listen. Obviously, Epsilon are not playing their A team today. The Humaid brothers are not here with us. They're missing their MVP, Takamura. But they have got Just TTM, who I was very impressed with his death stare.
Oh my goodness!
In the infographic.
No, he looked like he was ready to kill.
That was intense.
That wasn't a frozen picture, by the way. You saw that, right?
No.
That was a shot. That was a 30 seconds of him just death staring without blinking.
There was no blinks going on.
I mean, he's got to be the most deadly Ken in the world off that alone.
Let's hope that we don't blink and miss this match, though, between Cross Counter and Brick. Brick, incredibly strong already in this Gfinity Elite Series as we cross the halfway point.
Yeah, needless to say, Cross Counter probably lost the coin toss here. Is this match going? What's going on? Is this how they're playing? I think this is how they're playing. What is this?
This is very irregular.
What is Cross Counter doing?
I have no idea what his strategy is, but it just worked for him there.
He's just standing there. Very interesting approach from Cross. What?
I'm completely thrown off by this throw.
No anti-air. What? No. Something's not right.
There's definitely an issue with some sort of controllers.
Yeah, that's not the match. That's not the match, right? Okay, I think it's a button check. These guys are just checking it, feeling their buttons out. So those of you guys who aren't used to Street Fighter, when you're playing the game, you can check your buttons in the settings.
No, he's playing.
No, it's a real match?
That was a real match. Here we go.
What the hell? Come on, guys, man. You can do this, Reason. Don't pop a fight. Oh, good. Oh, Logan. This could be bad.
I think we need to wrap this one up.
This could be very bad.
This is exactly what we were expecting.
I'm calling it perfect.
Wow, the range on that SPD.
Good Lord. I called it.
Cross Counter is going home.
Oh, my God.
It's bedtime for you, I'm afraid, Roy. Don't know what happened there. I have absolutely no idea.
Rick doesn't even know what to say. It's like...
Brick was completely baffled. We're all baffled.
Yeah, Cross Counter looks confused. I think there was some kind of controller issue maybe with his pad.
He's
very unfortunate. Always good to check your controllers in-game as well as out-game, just for those very reasons.
Really important there. But Brick basically got the work done. Can't do more than that.
Well, almost guilty there.
I don't know what we're going to see in the replay, to be honest with you. It's going to be pretty much a crime scene here.
Man, the perfect KO, just ow. No mercy from Brick.
That is possibly the worst start that Reason could have asked for.
Very unfortunate.
So I just had confirmation that he hadn't checked his button configuration. It was still in the standard configuration. He uses a custom set, and he hadn't done it. That is no one's fault but his own, and you can see there the look in his face. He is very disappointed with himself.
Smile of embarrassment there. Cross Counter, are you serious?
That is what happens when you're on national TV, guys.
Oh, my goodness. Look at these guys discussing tactics.
Infectious, Gunslinger, and O'Brien there in the crowds discussing Reason's chances of bringing this back. I don't think it's a very long discussion.
To be honest with you, look, they lost the first game. Actually, not that big a deal. They clearly lost the coin toss. Brick was picked to counter-pick Cross Counter's carrying.
Yep.
They were supposed to lose that match. It would have been a really big surprise if they didn't. No big deal. Out the way, on to the next one. Nashor, Infectious's pick to do damage in this set, coming up with his amazing Laura. You know what, Logan? He's going to do it. He's going to shock the world. He's going to get this game and bring it at one.
Well, he is going up against the unknown quantity of Just TTM, the Ken player. Obviously, they've swapped out their MVP Ken player for this guy. Very intense attitude. I like that.
Yeah, doesn't blink.
I want to see how he does
let's see if he blinks
in game.
Come on, blink. Okay, there you go. He does blink when he's not on camera.
He is human. He is not a cyborg. Let's see how he
That stare
plays.
down was brutal earlier. So his first is his debut. Of course, Takamura and Keftaros has been so consistent. There's been no need to use any of the other players they have on the squad. This week, they're not here. We're going to get
2 debuts. Atrosh,
debuts.
of course, waiting to play. But let's see how your TTM gets on against Nashor. It's a very interesting matchup. Ken against Laura. I think it's a very even one.
provided a lot of entertainment so far in the series, this particular matchup, amongst a variety of players.
Okay, well, he's thrown me off. He's actually
We
done
have
what
Ken on
most
paper.
he's done what most Ken players should do and pick the better version, which is Akuma. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting one. The huge burst damage potential of Laura up against the huge burst damage of Akuma. Of course, Akuma has that low health Laura. A rarity as a female character with 1,000 vitality in this game.
Yeah, she's high risk, high reward, and she doesn't have the health that usually goes along with that.
She's going to find it difficult to get round a lot of Akuma stuff, but she builds meter pretty quickly, so she's got access to that EX command grab, Fireball Invincible, so that's going to be very useful. We'll see how she gets in and deals with Yus's Akuma. Here we go. This one should be over very quickly either way.
What you don't want is for Undercover to be having the team on his shoulders at 2-0 down. Nashor needs to get one for his team here. Let's see if he can do it.
Okay, tries to command dash in early doors. No punish on that blocked hard punch. Here we go. That pressure getting looped right now, and it looks like Yus.
Great start from Nashor.
Oh, he gets the
Cross
crush counter just out of range for the sweep.
Oh, I'm not sure what...
Oh, he does block the overhead. He could have got...
Oh, Nashor playing the one-game tactics.
That is definitely a guaranteed punish, but not the best one he could have got. Here we go.
Oh, nice medium.
That's a medium punch. Goes to the reset. Gets the side switch.
Oh, Nashor. Crowd getting behind Nashor here. Blocks the overhead again. No full punish again, though. Blocks the overhead again. Shorty dead now. What is going on?
This is a very windy game right now.
Oh, missed command grab. This is the messiest Street Fighter 5 game in history.
That is what happens when the pressure gets you on stage.
These guys just dropping stuff left, right, and center. Amazing. Got to get into the zone here. Nashor's got to start getting things right.
Gets caught with the command grab. And again, the meaty EX command grab. So at least he's got the setups down. That time he doesn't time the meaty elbow.
Cross counter, just go straight into the sweep. Not the dash forward into the back fierce punch like you usually see.
I don't feel like your CTM has completely refined his Akuma, which is, of course, a newer character for him. We used to see him using Ken.
I can't stress enough how important it is for Nashor to try and win this game for his team, to give them a chance. Gets a cross counter.
Oh, no.
Come on, grabs the teleport. Can close this out here. Teleport's out of there. Jump in. Oh,
that was a bad fireball, but there's no punish.
There it is.
He takes the round eventually with a command grab.
Wow. One round apiece now, Logan.
Wow.
Reason or alive.
Definitely the word to be using to describe this. Here we go. Cross up light kick. Overhead again. That's like
overhead.
1 out of 7 that have connected so far here for Nasha. Nice dash underneath though. Mitigates the demon flip. Gets the corner pressure. Here we go. Good V reversal there on the EX Fireball.
These guys just V reversal the hell out of Chara.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with any of this pressure, and that is very sensible.
So messy back and forth right now.
Maybe
both players getting openings but not converting. Great play here.
Significant
Yus can
life
take
lead.
this. Has her cornered. Big activation though from Nashor.
Nashor's going to need to make the most out of it. What's the mix-up?
Teleport
Great teleport out, but he chases him down. Here we go. Nashor needs to bring it back. Oh, he went for the command grab again.
Nice V reversal. One more hit. Oh, he's done it!
Oh!
And Nashor has been defeated, Logan.
Nashor runs straight into the crouch fierce, and look at that smirk there on your TTM's face. He's very happy with himself.
Gets the result there. Nashor had it in his hands. He was on the verge of victory, just couldn't quite pull it out the bag.
And we are going to be getting into that situation you said we didn't want to go to, as Undercover is the man who is going to be fighting to keep his team in it. And to be honest with you, looking at the previous results, it's got worse and worse every week for Reason. They've lost 2-3, 1-3, 1-3. Is it going to be 2 3-0 defeats in a row for them?
Listen, let's not beat about the bush here. We see these results as they happen right in front of us. If Team Reason do not win tonight, it's very likely that they've got 0 chance of qualifying by the end of this season. You know, you want a top 4 position. They're currently on 1 point. They need a result here tonight.
If they do not win this tonight, it is, I think, mathematically impossible for them to.
Oh, they can still finish. They can still finish on 9 because there's 3 weeks left.
Yeah, I don't think they'll still make it. There's already several teams on 10 points. So.
Yeah, this is a massive, massive match here. Undercover, basically playing for the survival of his team.
He loves the pressure, though. I mean, we've seen him week on week throw himself forward, take on all challengers. Who wants to play this man? Undercover is the man who always steps up into the fold to take on the challenge. So he's definitely not going to be shy, but he is going against Atrosh, who is making his debut for Team Epsilon. And he wants to show, of course, the team management and everyone here at home why he should have been playing every week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Atrosh, you know, it's a classic case of like, you know, James Rodriguez at Real Madrid just warming up the bench. Amazing talent. But because the players on the field are just that good, we haven't seen this guy yet. But actually, if we go by CPT ranking, he's the only one on his team to have won a CPT event so far. So, you know, this guy's legit. And, you know, the fact that they can lose two of their best players and bring in a guy like Atrosh just goes to show the strength and depth.
So here we go. We are getting into the game.
All right, backs himself into the corner. This is the second time we've seen Team Reason start the round like this.
He's playing on the stick, though, so he's got no excuse. Buttons are all standard.
I'm not sure why he walked himself into the corner there. He's staying in the corner here.
He is very scared right now. Oh.
There seems to be...
Yeah. I think there was very much a controller issue there.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we're going to start it again. We're going to run it back. It's very, very, very important in tournament situations, in competitive situations, to make sure all of your equipment is working properly. And when you're under pressure, when you're under stress, when you're under those lights, we've already seen from Cross Counter that he made that error. He hadn't set up his buttons, of course. We're all swapping in and out on the PlayStation 4 that we're playing the game on at the moment. We've been playing sets all night long. Obviously, people are using their own custom configurations. You need to make sure everything is as you want it. Atrosh there looking very jovial. He's
not phased at all. Just keen to get on with it. And very, very noble of the team there to allow their opponents to come out and sort out the buttons and get on with the game. I can tell you some stories, Logan, where some players have literally said, you didn't fix your buttons, I'm taking the game.
You got to play, mate. You're stuck with it.
Just like that. So lots of respect to Team Epsilon there.
See Atrosh there representing his home nation, Sweden, on his shirt.
Yeah, love that little touch. Here he is.
I'm not sure whether...
It's interesting when you see the players' faces, Logan. Everyone has some kind of like build-up preparation, you know. See Luffy do that as well. Very long blink. We've seen Problem X. We've just seen Atrosh do something similar. Get into the zone now. One game.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. Right, so this is it. Undercover fighting to keep his team Reason in the game. Nice anti-air. Goes low. Keeps him pinned in the corner.
Yeah, this is a bad position for Undercover. Big whiff punish there. One more hit will be stunned.
One more hit for the stun, and he gets it with the throw. And I really like, despite what a hugely dominating first round that was, Atrosh did absolutely nothing that was risky. He went for the crouch and light kick after the anti-air for that setup rather than command grab or hard. And every time he went for the throw, no command grabs, no big risk was taken.
In the corner again. A repeat of the first round. And he has the jump in, base out the reversal.
Again, he's not taking a risk. He just wants to get the job done.
Nice jab there.
Trying to fight his way out of the corner Undercover. Just out of range for the throw.
Yeah, needs to get going now. Really needs to get started. Beautiful pressure here from Undercover. Lands the command grab. Changing the momentum here. Wake up reversal
Great
though.
Use of the armor there. He's going to get massive damage.
And set up.
2 bars.
Able to escape.
On the overhead.
One more hit will do it. Match point here.
There he
Big
goes.
Opening. Oh, he dropped it.
It was just out of range. He hit confirm the activation, and he was just out of range, and you can see how exasperated Undercover looks as that crouch fierce whiffed, and Atrosh had the wherewithal to punish that for a clean sweep 3-0. Unfortunately, all the predictions were true, and Reason.
Fantastic play from Epsilon. They continue their win streak. 4 weeks in a row, impenetrable, unstoppable, sitting at the top now, joint on points with XL, pretty much qualified in top 4. Fantastic week for them. Yeah. With players missing as well, so great result.
Moving back into that first place, and I think, can I just have a look at the next page?
Yeah, sure.
I think that means mathematically now that Reason cannot qualify.
Yeah, they're very much out of it, and even if they could, I mean, to win 3 weeks in a row is a big ask.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Team Epsilon. 3-0 there against Team Reason. Team Reason, 1 point so far.
Let's have a look at that workmanlike performance there as Atrosh gets the perfect in the first round.
Big opening. This could have been a massive turning point.
This was it. Look at that. He went for the...
You know, I love the fact that Atrosh was committed to mashing a reversal there, even in hit stun.
Yep.
Just making sure if any mistake happens, he's able to capitalize on it.
And that's an important one as well. In those situations where you know that it all hinges on getting this combo and finishing, completing that combo. We've seen some of the best players in the world drop combos on the big stage. So in that instance, it was very smart there of Atrosh. Great awareness to go for that EX and close it out. And heartbreaking there for Undercover. It was, to be honest with you, a series of unfortunate events, I guess, for Team Reason, opening up with cross counters, controller error. Very, very disheartening for those guys, but they'll carry on fighting. They will not be kept down, but unfortunately at the moment they're firmly planted on the bottom.
Well, you fight for pride. These guys are still going to be here every week for the next few weeks. You've got to make sure you don't go out at this event without at least one victory. So I think these guys are going to go ahead, continue playing, and they're going to continue winning.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting to understand and hear what Tom and the panel have to think of that result here tonight.
Wow, I'm glad they sort of really, you know, kept it a long game. Thank you very much, F-Word and Logan. Well, that's the beauty of Street Fighter. The games can be really long. They can go to a 5-game match, or they can be a whitewash there, which it definitely was for Epsilon. Just too strong for Reason. We hoped it would be a bit more of a fight, but Reason are not looking in a good shape right now, are they?
Well, oh, go on, you go.
Sorry. Who wants to take this difficult question?
I have something to say, but...
Jammers,
go first, man.
Jammers,
After you, man. Right.
There's one bit that you were getting wound up about. Now, let's explain it to some... It's for people who aren't necessarily from esports background or any gaming background.
I'm sure any of the people on the panel can tell you this from experience. Please sort out your buttons at the start of a match, because that could be your ultimate demise. You have no one to blame. Like Logan said, you have no one to blame but yourself. Yeah. You're going into these environments and these high-octane matches. I get it. You're focused on the game, but you need to have your peripherals on point.
It would be like not tying up your boots. It would be not taking your hockey stick along
Why
for a match.
are you going to tie your shoes at the door and then fall over right when you leave the door?
Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously the button configuration, to break it down for people who might not play Street Fighter 5, you might set up your controller for the character to do a certain punch, or you might have it as the X button to do it. So if he didn't go in there, that's what cross counter did. He just stood there.
Because he had a different layout to, say, you know, King Nashor as opposed to Undercover, and it happened not once but twice. Undercover should have seen that from cross counter's mistake. Right. He didn't sort out his buttons. I definitely need to sort out mine. But he didn't do that. And I feel that was a lack of communication as well. Somebody needs to tap on the shoulder and just go, check your buttons.
Just check your buttons.
Just check your buttons. Double check. Because
so what would be give me the rundown of a player then. They rock up, they got the controller, check.
Check.
Team kit on.
Check.
Check. Okay.
Maybe.
Have I got the teammates with me? Check. Then what? It's literally get
You're
my character.
You're in the game, go to versus mode, and there's a setting that says battle settings, controller settings. They even got a screen where you can press all the buttons and wriggle the analog stick. Okay. Are you telling me you can't do that?
Yeah, well, I'm saying cross counter even laughed at one point. He was like, I know, this is, you know what I mean?
Because it's that, you know, that helpless laugh. It's like, I done goofed.
Yeah, I done goofed.
Who are you going to blame?
There is no one to
blame. Who are you going to blame?
Come on, Damascus, what happened?
I think that the one take I'll have on that is, like, we are very much aware that Reason Gaming in this championship is a bit of the underdog team, right? Like, most of these players are still looking for the breakthrough win. They're still looking to get there at the highest level. And that's a great experience for them. But there is one thing that you can see from these players is it's terrifying to be on a big stage.
Of course.
And, I mean, for those who noticed as well, like, we always see the players coming out. And I like to just like, check what the player looks like. And you can see them look like, oh, my God. I'm going to have to play. And this first is extremely scary. It puts you under pressure. When you go and sit down, you have so many thoughts coming your way, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to play. People are watching me. This is the first time ever I'm on such a big stage and stuff. You have so many thoughts crossing your mind that you just forget the most basic one, which is check your buttons. It's literally stay calm and do it. And I mean, I think lots of competitors got this kind of experience before. That was theirs today. It just goes on to show like how nerve-wracking it can be to compete at the highest level.
Of course, with people watching at home, wherever you may be. Listen, who do we have out? Do we have Atrosh? Do we have USTTM? Or do we have Brick? Any one of the winning boys? Let's find out who is coming from Epsilon to come and join us on the panel. Oh, it's Brick! Brick! Come and join us, man. Come and join us. Come and sit down.
Very pleased to. Hey, man.
the brick.
Look at this brick. We've been discussing about players' controller configurations. What would you like to say about this? It's difficult when your opponent hasn't set up their buttons. Karen was just standing there, and you thought, well, this is going to be easy then.
I mean, yeah, I think the first round kind of summed up my whole feeling going into the whole match. Like, at first, I wasn't sure what's going on. I was just standing still, maybe a little mind games, you know.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was doing the same, and then I was kind of unsure what was going on. I was like, is he taking the joke too far? Yeah. So,
is he hoping the sheep will join in? And
yeah,
fight?
I was really caught by surprise. I didn't really know what to think. But I mean, I'm just gonna take the win, you know. I don't really mind.
You're concerned about your stats throughout the Elite Series.
That was a perfect, right?
Yeah.
Good. Pretty pleased about that. Yeah,
well,
I'll take the perfect.
Yeah, of course. You were going into this if you knew that if you won, you would get onto the top of the leaderboard in the Elite Series, hopefully becoming the Elite Champions. The thing is, what was going through, how do you set yourself up? For a team that hasn't won, are you a bit like, well, maybe they'll attack me a bit more, or did you just think this is going to be a win if I just do what I'm doing every week?
We pretty much went in with the mentality that we were going to win. We weren't even talking about the possibility of us losing.
No ifs.
No, it was just we go in there and win, and that's what we did. You know, we pretty much did what we said we're going to do.
No buts, no maybes, just full of confidence.
Yeah.
Because Reason really needed to come out of the traps fast. And when you've not done your player configuration, it just sums up Reason at the moment in the competition. Did you want more of a fight?
Yes, especially since it's the last match. You want it to be kind of hype. You want it to be close, a nail biter, get some good rounds. I mean, Just versus.
Nashor.
Nashor, yeah, that was pretty entertaining to me. Like he's Just is a player I haven't seen much of before. He's kind of new. I just met him today for the first time.
Yeah.
My teammate.
Were you worried like we were that he looks like an MMA fighter? Were you worried a little bit that he looks the guards in and just?
Yeah, he had a very stone cold face. Like but I like it. I like it.
That's interesting. Obviously, you don't know sometimes the players that are going to be in your team. How are you finding that as a player competing?
It's interesting. We don't really this whole team tournament thing is kind of new for me. I haven't really done similar stuff in Street Fighter. So meeting new people, becoming friends, sharing strats, sharing talk about the game. It's really interesting. Keeps going.
Yeah. How did you find the audience here at the Gfinity Arena started cheering on "Let's go Reason, let's go"? There was a bit of clapping. I loved it. Did it put you off a little bit? Just help them out. Tell them it did a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay.
5%, 6%.
Yeah, like a little bit. But to each their own. They can cheer for whoever they want. They did a good job. I think, yeah.
You think?
You do need that, right? Yeah.
That is very, very diplomatic. There's so much to talk about, but I'll tell you what, Ariel is with one of the losing team with Reason right now.
I am indeed. I'm here with Undercover. And you said you're not feeling so bad about that loss.
I'm devastated, heartbroken.
Are you really?
I'm all right.
I love this. Always look on the bright side of life. It was pretty harsh, but you came out fighting.
Well, it is harsh. I mean, you've got to remember, first and foremost, not all the people in this competition are seasoned pros. I mean, the likes of a lot of them here are obviously a lot better than us. We qualified for this through the online tournaments, through the Gfinity tournaments. So there is, admittedly, probably a gulf in class. But that's the beauty of the Gfinity thing. It lets people like me get me chance to sort of test me mettle against these pros and hopefully improve our game, and with a sort of long game of like getting up to their level at a later date, you know what I mean?
Well, I love that you said that because it's experience that you can't get elsewhere. I love it, Reason fans here. Now, this is what I want to talk about because you guys have the loudest fans here.
Oh, well, that's absolutely amazing. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate that, yeah, so...
Are you paying them all? I'm not kidding.
Of course I'm not paying them all. They love us. They love us.
But you are a bit of a winner today because I know you lost that game, but you've just found 50p in one of the seats.
So every cloud, 50p, yeah, go towards a Guinness.
Oh, I love that. Thanks so much. No, I just have to point out, you still have your controller with you. You're not letting this out of your sight, are you?
Oh, no. Got to take this. My wife bought it for me, so I've got to look after it.
Can you pick it up to show the camera and the lovely audience at home? I love this. Is it because your wife bought it for you? She'd kill you if you lost it.
Probably, yeah. It was quite expensive. You couldn't tell really by tonight's performance. I can't believe I've just been perfected on national TV. I'm sure the kids are going to be chuffed to bits. But hey, first of all, it happens. I mean, everyone gets perfected from time to time. We didn't get off to the greatest start with the buttons. We're Roy and with his pad issues. And it just fell apart, really.
Oh, don't worry. I love your attitude to this. Next week, do you know who you've got?
Well, it doesn't get any easier, unfortunately. I believe we've got the next two teams we've got are sort of infused in Excel.
Easy.
I mean, these guys have got world beaters in, like people who go and play in Vegas at the World Fighting Game Championships and everything. So there ain't no easy games here for us. But
do you have a hero amongst these guys here? Is there anyone that you really, really idolise as part of the players?
Well, I was going to say Pax was all right, but after what he did to us at the start there, he's getting no love. I mean, come on, Pax, throw us a bone, mate. You know what I mean?
Right, OK, well, maybe let this beef go elsewhere. Thanks so much, Douglas. Commiserations, but as always, got a smile on your face.
Yeah, no problem.
Right then, there you go. A little bit of undercover. He's great sport, though, and that's what you can do. He loves Street Fighter. He says wife bought the controller. He's here because he's a very passionate player of Street Fighter.
He's got the biggest heart in this, I feel. And
Definitely.
I'll stand by that, but I'll tell you what, him and Cross Counter, they will never forget this moment. Why? Because every time you see them playing Street Fighter, whether it's a casual match, training with everything, are my buttons done? Okay, they're done. Cool, I'm gone.
Yeah.
They're not gonna forget this.
Yeah, of course. We'd like to see a couple of points, but a lot of people in here were very critical of their performance. What can they do, Damascus? Like, don't be too brutal, but just lay it down. They need to prac harder. They need to, bless you, someone in the audience. But they really do need to just get those, you know, the performance, the V triggers, you know, just getting those moves off.
I mean, it is really, I mean, there is one thing, every single competitor has been through that. I mean, you can't just enter a tournament first and just win. That's not how it works. You have to enter, you have to just gain experience, you have to get better. And usually the best thing to do is you just go in with a mindset of learning, because you do know that your first tournament, you're never going to win it. You have people much more experienced than you, usually much better than you as well. So your idea of it is take everything you can learn from that and just go back. I can just give one good example, which is what happened to Undercover against Atrosh. He activated V-Trigger, and at this range, if you are aware of that, you know that standing fierce will whiff. But the thing is, if you add the nerves, if you have to think, oh my God, if I miss that, I completely lost. And all of this, your decision-making is affected by that kind of thing. So one of the first things that Reason Gaming can work on, aside from just the game itself, is you need to reach a point where you can get your decision-making unaffected by the pressure of the events. And when you reach that point, that's when you can start and express yourself on the tournament scene. And every player had trouble getting to that point, and it's their turn now, because that's what happens to anyone who wants to be serious. But I mean, again, they're here to play, they're here to win. You see how Undercover, how happy he is to be there. He's been playing for like years at this game, and he's finally getting some exposure of that. And for them, it's really just the beginning of a long trip for that.
People look at the wrong L. They look at the loss, not the learning procedure behind it. So they just kind of need to take these losses as learning. And like I said at the start, I still stand by this, right? Each loss they have, it should be, like, invigorate this hunger inside them to kind of really get in training mode, work on your mistakes, make amends, and come back and get some victories. If you're going to go out with a bang.
Yeah, and make sure you sort out your configuration for your controller.
That's standard procedure, man. That's bread and butter.
That is standard, obvious. Listen, I tell you what, congratulations to Epsilon. They go to the top of the table. In just a moment, we will talk about Prophecy versus Team Envious, that match at the beginning of the day, which finished 3-2 to Envious.